Hey, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? I see something about microphone being turned off. Not mine. I cannot hear you guys if you can hear me. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Well, if you guys can hear me, just give me a thumbs up and I'll just speak. Can you guys hear me? Okay. I'll talk. Hey guys, God bless. My name is Jake Lang. I'm a Jan 6 political hostage. I was liberated by President Trump about 30 days ago now from the DC Gulag after 4 years and 6 days of incarceration with never having a trial over 900. Our great president had shown compassion, and God had moved his heart to pardon all of us. And now we're here back in Washington, D.C. at CPAC. Multiple Jan Sixers have been thrown out these last 3 days. Myself, Stuart Rhodes, Enrique Tario, a couple people had their credentials reinstated, but yesterday, Isaac Thomas and myself were thrown out. He was also assaulted. He's the youngest Jan Sixer. He was 18 years old on January 6th. And so, we're still seeing this two-tiered system of society now where Jan Sixers are being regulated, humiliated, treated horribly, even physically assaulted. Um, and so, we can't stand for this as a community. We must speak out against Jan Sixers being treated differently. I mean, that's what we complained about for 4 years in prison, that Black Lives Matter and Antifa were, being treated differently than us. They were, not given as heavy sentences or charges even. Many of them weren't even brought up on charges for the crimes in America where Jan Sixers are being oppressed, and it's horrible. And we need to condemn openly CPAC. Yesterday they humiliated us a second time. After buying 22 tickets and multiple plane tickets for 22 tickets to CPAC for all my Jan Six brothers and sisters. We bought a booth for Federal Watchdog and the J6 Legal Fund. And, we were there in good spirits to tell our stories. In fact, this would be my first public appearance as a Senate candidate for United States Senate and Marco Rubio's open seat in the sunny state of Florida I'm running. And so, they're also doing political election interference. And, we're going to continue to speak out against this grave injustice. In fact, we're going by the Alexandria jail where I spent 6 months of solitary confinement. Tommy, we should actually stop by there later and I could go inside and take a couple of the sheriff's hands that had tortured me and bless them in the name of Jesus. We bless our persecutors and pray for those who despitefully use us. And, you know, so this journey, it felt like it was over, obviously, on January 21st, 2025, when I was pardoned. Like, the end of the nightmare was happening, but now we're learning that the deep state and the uniparty rhinos that control CPAC and control a lot of what we call conservative ink in the industry, the people who try to gatekeep real patriots and real, people that want to serve our country away from the media. And so conservative media is full of these feckless cowards, and also many different levels of the Republican Party and movement infiltrated by the uniparty establishment rhinos. So I'm living proof. Obviously, we're some type of threat to the establishment, to the status quo of even the Republican Party, the Jan Sixers, who have recently been liberated. And so that's a badge of honor to wear. We're proud to be the disruptors. We're proud to be the outsiders, as President Trump was. And um, we want to shake things up in Washington, D.C. And, by God's grace, the day I enter into the United States Senate as the first Jan Sixer to be elected um, to major national federal candidacy, it'll officially mark the end of the Mitch McConnell era of weak-kneed leadership in the Senate for Republicans, and including the Senate leader currently, Mr. Thune, is also a woke activist who had spoken about January 6th as the greatest, most horrible crime to ever commit against, America. But when BLM was burning down cities, he had said we need to show compassion on these people, and the police need to, take a knee and whatnot. So there is still weak need leadership in the Senate. We need to drive out the rhinos. I believe that CPAC has exposed their hand and showed exactly who they are and who they represent. They've rejected MAGA in favor of the snake like slithery establishment rhino um, way of life. So, guys, let's openly condemn these people. Let's boycott CPAC next year. Right now, we are headed to the United States Capitol for a press conference that my friend Enrique Tario and the Proud Boys are going to be putting on. So we're going to show support to our Jan 6 brothers. They're going to be announcing some big announcements. So may God bless you guys. Thank you so much for having me on. I got to go. I have another interview right now with my friend Pete Santilli. So may God bless you guys. Thank you so much. If you want to help out the Jan Sixers, the place to go is j6rebuild.com. There is a fundraiser there to help the Jan Sixers get their lives back together, help them get first month's rent and things of that nature, cell phone, pair of sneakers. So please, guys, go to j6rebuild.com. And if you want to follow me, my Twitter username is just type in Jake Lang on Twitter. It's Jake Lang J6. And so we'd love to see you guys support our movement on J6 Rebuild and follow me on Jake Lang J6. Yeah. There's the United States Capitol. We're back. There's the United States Capitol. We're back. So I'm going to be at the press conference here. And I'll be streaming it live. Actually, guys, go to my Jake Lang J6 page here in the next 20, 30 minutes. We will be streaming it live. May God bless you and God bless America.
Hi, I'm Wayne LeGrand. I hope you can hear me. I'm in the lovely snowy state of Virginia today, and I want to thank Martha and all of you for coming and attending this meeting or event today. I know Charles and Deidre have been uh, so positive on all of this through all the years that we have gone through the swamp and dealing with the government agencies and investing our time and hard earned retirements and money in trying to make this technology happen in a lot of areas. I know some of it is boring to you and you don't understand it, but as we are here in the modern day of computers and Elon Musk and all of the things that are happening, you're seeing me, you're talking to me, you need to think about what is the most critical items that we as grandparents and parents to our children and to our country have done, and we're trying to give back uh, the information and lessons learned that we have. The age of machinery and equipment and stuff has changed, certainly through Charles in my lives up here in the Norfolk, Virginia area. We came out of shipbuilding and nuclear and submarines and carriers, and then got dragged into antennas and special equipment and materials. And I was sort of sitting on the fence, and it was all Charles Smith's fault because he came up with some crazy ideas that he had that would transition to my technologies that I had thought about or we developed. Some of them were patented. They're still viable today. They have been used in a lot of different areas. Amazing thing about it, as you look around, and I thought about talking, and I've talked with Mark over the phone, never met anybody. But basically, you're sitting there at the table, and one of the most critical items that you have, that we all have now, is a cell phone. It's very simple, but everybody has got one. Everybody wants. What is the most first thing that in a disaster or the lights go out, you want to have your cell phone to talk with your what? To find your family, to let them know that you are okay. I am downloading this in a very simplistic way. Now you take your cell phone, you can turn on your lights, you can cut your lights off. The power company's got a smart meter. It can regulate how much power gets to your house, blah, 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 blah. So when the cell phone towers don't have electricity, the stores can't refill a prescription. There are some areas, the power generating companies, their switch stations, their command and control centers can actually be hacked through the air because all of this technology is airborne, just like what you've got and seeing me on the screen talking through the computer. I can't, and unfortunately, Charlie, Deidre, we have spent hours and hours. I can't tell you how many times we have traveled to D.C., spoke with people, senators, congressmen. I've done other work at the Capitol. And we basically have tried to bring what is a critical infrastructure that we need to protect. Not only if you look at your port cranes, you look at the refineries, oil, oil distribution, oil manufacturing. People can get into computer systems that run all of this. It's scary to everybody. The technology to prevent some of this actually has to go into these command and control centers and how they operate all of this equipment. Because somebody with a laptop and a computer with a set of antennas can actually go in and insert malicious items to disrupt the computer system that can take it over, which could shut it down, scramble it. And it is here today. The Chinese have it. They do it through cell phone towers. They can listen. They can do it with computer chips that are embedded. It is scary stuff. And our government has refused to address these issues. And everybody wants to spend a whole lot of money studying it with nothing getting resolved. And as probably Charles has said, every power company is its own little island, just like every branch of the military is its own little island. Everybody has an island in a space. I hope that the state of Louisiana can lead the way on some of this technology, which some of the introduction that Charles did on bus pipe and the different applications, certainly the antenna part of it, the shielding of these structures are so critical. It is unbelievable. The problem is we can't sell the individual person. We can't go on Shark Tank. We can't do the things that everybody sees or on TV. So we have to, our market is basically what the consumer, and which you are. We are the same. If we have a hurricane in Virginia, we're going to get smashed. You've had hurricanes down there. The first thing you want to do is a balloon or something that you can transmit so you can get cell phone signals. There's all kinds of technology that was basically discovered years ago and put together. And we have hardened special buildings all over the country. And yet the technology is not given or allowed to go out, but everybody else in the world knows about it, but we can't get it done here in the United States. So I guess from my standpoint, I'm not a czar. I'm just a regular American that we've worked hard. We've worked hard from bottom of a dry dock all the way to the Capitol Dome, if that's an expression. But this technologies, if we don't pass this on to some younger people and companies that don't understand it, we're going to lose it, and it's going to take years to catch back up, and we don't have years. So as I continue to go through this and think about it, it changes on a daily basis. So we need the special people that are in the artificial intelligence area to look at all these mega centers that they're building. All of this information can go out through the walls, floors, and ceilings and through the power grid. So this technology has to be hardened. It has to be secure, or somebody can basically shut it down at the flip of a switch. It's here. It's been happening, and it's here today. So if you have any leverage with your congressman, your governor, certainly in the Louisiana, this is a place to step up and lead. It's not a place to step in and study again. And each power company is different. I've briefed, I'll be simplistic, I've briefed California Edison, Duke Power, Dominion Power. I've gone into some of Dominion Power's facilities. I've actually seen what could happen. And basically, as I told, one of the principal, I would say, one of the experts in the field who was with a major defense contractor in California, and they make airplanes and they make missiles, and I'm not going to mention their name, but basically he took me to the California Edison, and I briefed the vice president of that company, and basically I said, you've got to take care of these problems. And this gentleman told him also, he says, what is going to happen when the power goes out and I can't build all of the things or resupply our military, or we can't do what we need to do? Very simplistic. It's almost like a wildfire. When it happens, what are we going to do? Everybody starts pointing fingers at everybody else. Louisiana, you're critical. The Mississippi River, all of the ships, the ports, the refineries, And refineries are just not oil. They are the building block of our chemical industry. So if you shut down all of the people that make the resins, the pigments, the additives for your foods, for everything else, then you shut us down. So I am simplistic. I'm not that much of a genius, but we have been in some areas that are special. So I hope you can take away from this that I hope your governor and your House, your senators, your congressmen get on board with this and take a look at it. It's the time to make changes are here. We're in the right environment. We need to make it happen, and we don't need to study it. And we've got to take some of the big companies and let some of this technology get started with businesses that can deliver on time, on schedule, and under budget. And I thank you for letting me talk today. And I wish I could answer questions, but I don't think I have the capability to do that. So here we go. That's one of the problems with electronic warfare. Okay. Thank you very much. And I think I will sign off. And thank you for listening to me.